real quick, talk about that Hail Mary.
Hey, you guessed it. It's exactly where it's at.
I mean, there can't be any other. For you to have, the footage.
This poor man.
The footage is so bad. Tyreek Stevenson is waving to, his back is turned while the play is good. Hail Mary's going. He's waving to Commanders fans and all that great stuff. And he's hyping himself up. And then goes, I should go play. Tips the effing ball. And it goes into the hands of Noah. Glorious.
I've never seen a player talking trash to the crowd during a play.
Okay.
During a play, the play starts and he's not even looking.
Dude, his back is turned.
Now, Jaden Daniels, it took Jaden Daniels 12 seconds to throw the Hail Mary.
Yes.
Okay. So Stevenson had plenty of time to get back in the mix. All right. If there's a play you can take off early, it was this one. Well, but he got back in the mix, and I believe his hand is one of the hands that hits the ball back to Noah Brown for Noah Brown to catch the game-winning Hail Mary.
This is what I want to ask, Perna.
Sure.
Did you see the all 22 of it?
Yes.
So, okay. So this is the all 22, right? So hold on. I want you to see what's the problem here, Brandon. I mean, there's a lot of things, but right here, what's the problem?
He is still looking away from the play.
Well, yeah, he's right here.
There we go.
Staring here. It has been snapped, right? Okay, so what else is the problem here? Now he's starting to turn and go, maybe I should look. For some effing reason, we have a QB spy over here where you have everybody drop back. He's like, I'm going to rush. I'm not going to rush. What are we doing? And if you look at the Lions against the Vikings last week, when they set up for their Hail Mary, and they're like, you know what, guys? Maybe we should rush another guy. And they sacked Sam Darnold at the end.
Yes.
I don't know. But the fact that he was able to run around for 11 seconds, I don't know what he is doing. You put a QB spy in for the Hail Mary, and now he's like, all right, maybe I'll go now. Yeah. Then he throws the ball. Buddy.
That's an Eberflus right there. That's an Eberflus. I cut the line out of my recap for that game. I was like, the Bears sent 3.5 pass rushers. I was like, that's better than 2.5, because like we've seen teams send just two guys to rush the quarterback in those situations, and it's so stupid. And I kind of get like being worried about Jaden Daniels running the ball because he's so electric. But when you've got what's the math there? 7 other guys behind you to stop him from getting into the end zone, like bring the heat, force a bad throw, force him to throw more quickly than he needs to. Do not give him 12 seconds to make the throw. And I watched the Barstool reaction because PFT's a Commanders fan. Big Cat's a Bears fan. I think they had a bet about, who's going to win the game. After that play happened, Big Cat's just completely defeated. And he was like, I fucking knew as soon as he got the second part of that scramble that we were going to lose. I was like, man, that is such a Bears fan thing, to realize you lost the game before he's actually even made the throw. And it's
they're used to Aaron Rodgers at that point.
Yeah, they're used to losing.
They're used to that. I think it's just because that game was awful, right? That game was not good. It was a field goal extravaganza.
12-0, all field goals. Ugh.
Yeah, both defense playing pretty solid. Both offenses were just not looking good. The offensive line was not helping Caleb Williams at all. And it wasn't until Swift had that touchdown that was just like he's ripped one right down the line there. It was a good play. And I was like, okay, like they're starting to get back into it. And then the Commanders defense kind of fell apart. But I don't know if you feel any better or worse about either team, like the Commanders or the Bears. Obviously, the Commanders got the win, but it's such a...
I feel better about the Commanders.
You feel better about them?
Yeah.
Going up against a good defense.
They played a good defense. Jaden Daniels plays through a rib injury. That's very tough. We saw, Herbert do it for a season, and he wasn't quite as effective, but he was still making some impressive throws. The Bears too, it's like the other decision that it's in hindsight, it probably seems really stupid, is handing the ball off to a backup lineman, Kramer, on the goal line, who fumbles.
So stupid. Like, what are you doing? Like,
If he scores there, we're like, yay, big man touchdown. But in that situation,
what are you doing, my dude?
just give it to your running back. They fumble it on the goal line. Luckily, they get a defensive stop and they get back and score. But if they score there, maybe it's completely different. It is a different set of events after that. But
well, yeah. So Nick, thank you for the fitty for the kitty. First of all, have first row seats in the corner section of the Hail Mary. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
1, 2, yeah, Eberflus, because before the Hail Mary too, you had that other play that went for 13 yards. And like they were playing prevent. They were so far away from Scary Terry, dude. And that sets them up because otherwise they're not reaching the end zone. And Eberflus afterwards like, oh, well, we're playing for the touchdown. I was like, my dude, they ain't going for a touchdown. They got like 8 seconds left. So yeah, I think it's good.
You're talking about like the out route to Terry McLaurin right there. Yep. And this is why you should like Jaden Daniels too. Tony Romo pulled out his psychic cap again. He's like, he saw the formation. He's like, right here, I do a quick, he like called it. He's like, I do a quick out route to McLaurin, pick up a first down to make the throw easier. And that's exactly what Jaden Daniels did. He recognized nobody's on Terry, him and Terry on the same page. It's an easy throw. Yep. But like for a rookie to know that shit, for a rookie and his receiver to be on like the same page here, like that's really, really impressive. Like Jaden Daniels is doing so many things well. And once he's healthy again, hopefully he actually feels good come December. I don't know if he will. And that's the question with him. Like, is he going to stay healthy for full season after season? But like, he's fucking good and he's fun. Like he is fun to watch. So much fun.
Yeah. I think it's also like he is on a team that like was not good last year. And for him to take that squad and like that defense, we knew wasn't going to be the greatest. Yeah. Like, dude, like, he's been able to do a lot. So no, I'm super excited for their future. Like it is going to be so much fun once they start getting a support system around him. And it's also a team not run by Dan Snyder. So that will also help. But I think, for the Bears, it is pure disappointment. And the issue that you're running into is like, this is the margin of error in the NFL. Yeah. Like you look against the Packers and Jaguars, right? I would have loved for it to be the Lions Titans, right? Just blow them out. But because they went out and got McManus, where now it's like, okay, we don't have to worry about, game winners anymore, even though Anders Carlson is nailing 50-yarders in San Francisco now. Funny how that works out.
Funny.
But you're looking at it from the Bears' perspective of, sometimes it is, just that 13-yard route that's there to set up the Hail Mary. If you have one person there and you're not playing prevent, maybe that's going to change that because they're not getting there. It's handing the ball off to a backup center instead of, handing it to your running back, which they did Johnson the following drive. And guess what? They scored a touchdown. Like there were so many opportunities for them not to be in that position, whether it was on the final drive, whether it was on the final play, whether it was on 2 drives earlier when they fumbled the ball. And like, that's the disappointing aspect. And I think you look at it from a coaching perspective and go, do we have the right coaches here, which was already under scrutiny. Sure. And when on coaches, you're talking about Shane Waldron, right? Because that's the guy you brought in. And I don't know if that's been working out. And Eberflus, who was already on the hot seat last year, but they got Montez Sweat and that defense started playing better. And you're like, all right, let's give him a shot with Caleb Williams. And again, I want to be very clear. Like this is not doom and gloom for the Bears. They still have a winning record. They're okay. But when it comes to the NFL and like Martin Jarrett, that's another NFC team that they're going against. And if they're competing at the end of the season to try and get like a wild card spot, this could come back and bite them.
Yeah, I think a lot of things have been going well for the Bears. I think what the difference was too, it's the level of competition they faced.
Yes,
went up this week. Right. They had a nice run against bad teams. And I think like the other thing that's maybe going unnoticed is that the Washington Commanders defense has gotten better through the course of this season.
Sure.
Like Dan Quinn, defensive guy, obviously started, in Seattle where they had some insane talent and he coached up the Legion of Boom. That's why he got his opportunity with the Falcons, and then had the Cowboys defense playing really well last year. And you've seen them take a nosedive. So I think like the Commanders' defense has come along nicely with a lot of odd pieces that they put in there through free agency this year. And, assuming they finish strong, it's like they can draft defense and try and build on that side of the ball because they got a lot of nice things working on the other side. Yeah. The Bears, we'll see where they're at, in
a few weeks. Like, we'll get an idea of them.
In multiple weeks. And, like, I think your criticisms are fair, but I think the Bears have kind of overperformed a little bit from my perspective in terms of what you can expect from a rookie QB, from an organization you're not sure of. Their defense was good last year. It's still good. It's why there was only 9 points at halftime in this game, even with Jaden Daniels being injured. But yeah, they've got a lot to prove, Chicago.
They do. And I think it's like you said, the criticism that you've seen against Chicago during their winning stretch is the quality of competition.
Sure.
Right. And again, like I want to make it very clear, like they lost off a Hail Mary. The opportunities like that's going to happen. And that first touchdown, like that is not going to happen very often, but it's those decisions that you make throughout the game that put them in that position for that to happen that you do worry about. And again, there's going to be 2 responses. Either one, you learn and you move on and you play better, or you don't. And like we're going to see once they start playing against some more quality opponents, once they start playing against the Vikings, the Lions, the Packers, we're really going to kind of see how good the Bears actually are. And like you said, their defense, I believe in right now.
If that Hail Mary doesn't happen, we're talking about Caleb Williams today coming in the clutch,
Sure.
He turned it on late in the fourth quarter, led a game-winning drive twice. They fumbled that first time. Then he leads another drive. They actually score. They get the 2-point play to put him up by 3 too.
Mm-hmm.
So all those things you should feel very good about if you're a Bears fan in terms of when Caleb played well. But like everybody forgets when the other guy gets a Hail Mary.
Correct.
It's a lucky play. It's a lucky play, and it's soul crushing. But you want to see more from the Bears offense at any other point through the first 3 quarters.
And their offensive line did not do Caleb Williams any favors, man. Like he was getting hit and rushed.